Hi everyone and welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. So today it's actually a beautiful day. I'm out here in the afternoon. I had things to do this morning. But we're out here in the afternoon and actually it's really beautiful in the shade. We have a really dry heat here in California, zone 9B. So when you're in the shade, it actually is really nice. And today was only 90 degrees. I wish I could be staying in the shade, but I thought I would bring you along with me today because this is a task that I needed to get done, and if I wasn't filming, I maybe wouldn't do it. So we're doing this for accountability's sake. I'm going to take you up front and we're going to be pruning up, shaping up the honeysuckle espalier that I have in the front there. It's been a few weeks since I've touched it and it just needs it again. And I like to just every few weeks go out there and just whip it back into shape. And then I have some Eugenia topiaries as well that we're going to be turning back into the ball form that they have grown out of. So without further ado, let's go get to work. So here we are in my front garden, and this is the honeysuckle, Hall's Japonical honeysuckle espalier that I'm going to be working on today. So I installed this last spring. So this is on its second, a little over a year old, and Hall's Japonica grows so quickly and it's an evergreen. So I do really recommend this vine, although I must say it really can get out of hand. So earlier this, I let it go last year, and I mean, it was like billowing around this window, and I had to come in and just completely take it back to the ground. And my neighbors saw me and they were like, what did you do? That was so beautiful. Like, and you worked so hard installing it, because they saw me out here, you know, installing my wire trellises. And underneath it's just a tension, not even a tension wire. It's just like a wire that you get at Home Depot, like in the hanging section, or even Lowe's in like the picture frame hanging section. And I just came and got those, and I'll even show you the hooks if you guys are interested in how I installed this, or if you guys are interested in how I installed this, I'd be happy to show you in another video and like go into more detail about it. But today, instead of talking about installing how I did it, we're just going to be doing maintenance. So this is Hall's Japonica. It grows really fast. As you can see, I have a lot of growth, and I'm going to swing the camera around to show you the full front photo image to show you how overgrown it is, like a before and after. So just as a little bit of a reference, to show you how quickly it grows, it's been about 2 to 3 weeks, I want to say, since last time I trimmed it. And I'm not delicate about it, and I'm not precise, and I don't spend a lot of time really like winding it around. Like, it's so aggressive that honestly, like, it's going to find the wire and it's going to grow. And I try to just cut everything off that I can. I feel like you could do a really detailed little trim and really train things, but I hardly ever have the time to work like that. I have to just get out and just get jobs done. So this is this is the first thing that we're going to be accomplishing today. And let me swing the camera around and I will show you the entire. And also, this garden bed, this front planter, it's got tons of weeds. It has two limelight hydrangeas in it. It gets afternoon sun, and I actually just put a David Austin's The Generous Gardener, and I just put that in the fall. Actually, no, this spring, early this spring. So it's just a baby, and it had a couple of blooms, but it should do really well. I picked it because it's a wonderful climber that does really well in nearly complete shade conditions, which is what this particular spot really is. And I already have the trellis set up, so, or the espalier set up. So hopefully I can get it trained and climbing on that, and also up this brick pillar here. So I have matching brick pillars in the front of the home, and the same ones that I used the Japanese maples to cover up in the back. So this is our front bed. I've done very little here in this specific location, and I have my weeder, and you know, it's just kind of my dumping area, and I didn't even really tidy it up to show you guys right now, which I should have, but I just kind of wanted to get out here and just show you how I tidy up my espalier. So this is it, all overgrown. looking like it needs some serious help right in our front window. All right, let's get to it. Okay, and here we have the finished espalier. It could be tidier, but I'm not a super perfectionist, and I actually don't like it super short and neat. I like to have some airy whimsy, like grown out nature about it. I love the look of like nature kind of getting out of hand. Maybe that's because we come from such desolation here that I love the look of like just greenery that cannot help itself, like just cannot be bound, cannot be kept down, needs to spring forward. So I really, I love that. So this is it in its finished form. And if you'd like more information on how to do the espalier, drop a comment and I'd be happy to take through how I put all of this together. Now let's move on to the Eugenia. Now we're in a shady spot in the front garden. It's warm. It's warm. Oh, it's warm today. And you know, we just don't have the this morning I had to run errands and I had appointments and things to run around, and you know, life and kids and all the things. So this is when I'm getting out. This is when I have time to do it during my work week. So these Eugenia topiaries, I absolutely love topiaries. I have many of them. I have several Eugenia ball topiaries. Some are triples, some are double balls. And honestly, at this point, you can't even tell. You can't even make out the balls. Like, they've had such a growth spurt. They grow in our warmer zones. I believe that they are zone 10, honestly, but I have actually overwintered them outside in our garden. We don't get very freezing. We don't usually drop below 32 degrees very frequently during our winters, and when we do, it's never more than just a few hours at a time. So they seem to actually be just fine with that, and I've even had them in pots like I do in my back garden. And these ones are in ground, so they have actually held up, and I haven't had any kind of cold damage or anything on them. I highly recommend them, and if you live in a colder zone, consider just like putting them in keeping them in pots and dropping them into the ground, and then, you know, lifting them back out and storing them away in a greenhouse or in a garage or somewhere, and then overwinter them and then bring them back out, because they are just beautiful and they're actually really inexpensive compared to topiaries. If you were to get a boxwood topiary of the same size, you're talking an incredible, like exorbitantly more money. So I recommend these Eugenias if you can get your hands on them, and if you have the dedication and patience to overwinter them, then I really recommend that. But let's get them trimmed up. I usually like to keep on top of them a lot better than I have right now. So yeah, I have a lot of work to do to bring them back into shape. Let's get going. So we finished pruning up the Eugenia topiary, and only maybe a few verbena and gomphrena got injured in the process. So it's a win. So the Eugenia topiary, I start out just to kind of clarify. I didn't really talk about it before I got to work, but I like to go along the bottoms of the topiary at a 45-degree angle if I can, and then the sides I hold it pretty vertical, and then the tops I also cut at a 45-degree angle as well. And so we have finished up these balls. They look pretty decent. They could always look better. I'm not such a perfectionist. It's fine for me. And just to kind of show you a few of the things that I'm so excited about that we have that are looking good. I won't show you everything. Not everything is in its moment or looking good, but I will show you the things that are. This is a anise hyssop, an agastache, and she is blooming. Oh my gosh, she has bees all over her. She is a pollinator favorite. And just behind I have my larkspur that I'm letting actually dry out and go to seed, and it looks like we're actually there. So in the next day or so, I'm going to come and pull them out and collect my seeds and scatter them. So right here, I actually have my Lysianthus that is just budding up. They are looking beautiful. They are just about to have their moment. I have 3 patches of them. I have lots of Verbena bonariensis intermingled. I can't remember which Cosmo this is, but it's about to have its moment. I have planted 4 of the panicle fire and ice hydrangeas right here in the middle of this drift. Right here, I have some gomphrena that I have started from seed, and it's starting to really fill out and look beautiful. I have this, I want to say this is the raspberry gomphrena, and then this is just the classic white, and I have it kind of all mixed in with each other. We have the Peridona salvia here, and I actually cut it back after it had its first flush, so I'm just waiting on that to come back. I have this flamingo, I'll put the name up, I can't remember it right off the top of my head. Celosia, flamingo celosia is what it is. I started this from seed as well. This is another Eugenia that we took care of and cleaned up. And then I have this Cosmo. This is like a double, I want to say this is the double click pink. It's not my favorite. It's really beautiful, but it's not what I'm looking for in a Cosmo, which is kind of like the light, airy, light whimsy. What I look for in Cosmos is light, airy whimsy. And this is beautiful, but not really what I look for. We had a lot of Verbena bonariensis. I started these from seed as well. And that was challenging, but then I ended up with a ton. So I don't know, was it really that hard? It felt like it. I have boxwood basil right here that is beautiful, and I need to come and clip it. Oh my gosh, it smells so beautiful, but I don't want it to flower on me, but this has really bushed out. It has such a beautiful, like, mounding boxwood shape to it, and it grows into that pretty naturally, which is beautiful. I have this Teesbrook Audrey. The original dahlia is on Dahlia Way, and this was a cutting, and it's surviving and doing beautifully. And another anonymous Cosmo that we'll see what they are when they bloom. And just behind it here, I have this Queen of Sweden rose, and I actually planted it at the same time I ordered her with the Generous Gardener. And this bloom is done and coming off, and then the other bloom, ooh, if I don't prick myself, is just a little baby bloom. And I actually didn't expect any this year, and she gave me a couple. So that is more than I ever thought. That's a win. And behind it, I have Joe Pye weed, and I bought this for the pollinators. I actually love the form and the color and the texture in the garden, and it's a pollinator favorite. So I really got it for them, and it's true, they absolutely love it. Then we have this verbascum, and I can't remember the exact name of this one. I try to keep tags around them. I have a group of 3. I'll see if I can, it might be Southern Charm. It's kind of going out, so it's difficult to tell. I think this might be Southern Charm. If I get more information, I'll put the correct name of this specific one in the caption there under the video. And then I have more of the Gombrina, more Lysianthus that's just about to come in. I've had a couple of blooms so far, and the rest of them are coming along. And this is my pride and joy. This is my own Verbascum wedding candles that I started from seed. I know she's gone over, and I need to clip her back so that she can flush back out. But I am really happy that I managed to start this. And there's a little trio of them down here, not really doing anything, but this one has several blooms on it. And those are just some of my favorite things. This is a Scabiosa. And I want to say it was just a classic. I'll look up the exact seed that I started with, and I'll put that caption on as well. But this Scabiosa, I started it from seed earlier this year in the springtime. Oh, look at these gorgeous seed heads. That is really neat. And they're actually bigger, a lot taller. These are a good 2.5, 3 feet tall. A lot taller than the ones that you buy at the garden centers, which is interesting. I didn't expect that, but that was a wonderful surprise. So those are the things currently in bloom and looking pretty good. And if you guys would like to see more and how it progresses, I'd love to share that with you. Thank you for joining me today. And I love sharing videos like this because it helps me actually get out and do the hot, sweaty work that otherwise I wouldn't want to do and I'd probably put off. But thank you for joining me. And thank you for letting me share my garden with you and for going along in the journey. And send me pics of your gardens. I love to see that. And I hope you had a chance to get out and enjoy nature today in some capacity. Have a good one.